This presentation will outline a 1-month social media strategy for our client Deliveroo. In order to contend in a highly competitive food delivery market, Deliveroo will need to overcome both primary and secondary communication issues. These include staying relevant in an evolving social media landscape, as well as appealing to streamlined demographics such as prospective employees or dietary-specific consumers. By the completion of this campaign, the client will be equipped with strategies that bridge these communication breakdowns. The strategy has been developed to predominantly target metro techs, as high-income millennials are the greatest consumers of food delivery services. To communicate with this demographic, the client will increase the use of affordances across more social media platforms upon a more frequent posting schedule. Media influences and trends will be leveraged to increase consumption amongst secondary audiences. After an in-depth social media audit, it was decided that the illustrated metrics that would be used to produce this strategy were the reach and following of Deliveroo's current social media accounts. The variety of featured content has been moderated between the targeted demographics. The majority of posts are marketed at working-class millennials as the primary consumer. Content devised for this audience intends to modernise Deliveroo's image on social media, but also promote consumer interaction through affordances such as commenting. Secondary communications objectives have been addressed through adaptations of current social media trends like vlogging on YouTube or endorsement from social media influencers. These are intended to personalise the Deliveroo brand, allowing both new riders and dietary-specific customers to feel catered for by the client. This will increase both employment interest and return use of streamlined consumers. As a general method of maintaining a consistent posting schedule, Deliveroo can maximise platform affordances such as Instagram stories or Twitter polls. It is also encouraged that Deliveroo join Snapchat to generally broaden their media outreach. This month-long strategy greatly favours Christmas-based content. It was perceived as a way to evoke an emotional bond with consumers and stay timely and relevant at this specific stage of the year. The calendar has been colour-coded to correspond with the 3 different communication objectives. Green content is streamlined marketing towards our primary demographic of working millennials. Orange is content produced for inclusion of dietary-specific consumers, and purple are the posts that are aimed to attract new Deliveroo riders. Post frequency served as another branding issue, with activity only every 5 to 10 days. Therefore, an objective of the strategy was to prompt the brand to post at least twice a day. The day and time of each post was modelled around data collected from Sprout Social to optimise the reach of content. For example, Thursday afternoons is when Instagram has the most active users, making it an optimal time for advertisement. It features posts for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat and YouTube, which are all the main social media platforms utilised by Australian citizens. It is stressed that Deliveroo have a social media policy to abide by in situations where this strategy unravels. The tools used by the client will include one manager and several employees with the professional skills and accessibility to all social media platforms that will allow them to mitigate any apparent risks. Most of the platforms we will be using have their own analytics tools. However, to manage the campaign effectively, there needs to be the enforcement of devices that accumulate all the data together. The client will use Google Analytics, which will be implemented on the back of the website. Google Analytics will allow for the attribution of platforms, multi-channel functions and funnels, audience definitions, and behavioural conversion data. These tools can assist in managing and analysing the data specifics of each platform. Key performance indicators and metrics will be used to track the progress and success of the objectives and goals of this social media strategy. The metrics used to assess this will include mentions, replies, shares, comments, and hashtags that can be applied across all platforms. To track how effective the campaign is engaging consumers, response time and customer satisfaction will also be an effective measure. Ultimately, our main performance indicators, which will validate the success of the campaign, are how many unique new visitors to the app have started using the service and how many Deliveroo drivers have been recruited via the advertisements. To upkeep a successful social media campaign that will thrive into the future, it is pivotal that Deliveroo continue to implement the tools and monitor the success of the current strategy. The client must frequently review the audience and trends of each social media platform being used. Consideration must be consistently given to what trends fit each demographic so that current and future communication objectives are always catered for. Maintaining activity across all available platforms will ensure that their brand is constantly in the attention of marketed consumers. Consequently, Deliveroo will reinforce their image as a dominant and reliable industry competitor.